Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, I have discussed about what is the difference between var, let and also the constant. So now in this video, I want to discuss about that arrow function. So it's very much interactive, one of the things. So I show you first of all, if you want to add it like here, that is our variable. So now I want to create another file. And now I just click as a save as and I just name it as a arrow. Okay, arrow.js. So then it will be better. So I name it as a arrow.js. So into the arrow.js here, if you want to create some of the function, that means some of the normal function, what exactly you have to do? You have to make the things as a function, right? That is a function, and I just name it as a function name, as a name. And with the name area, I want to pass some of the parameter. I just pass it as a n. So that will be our function, right? So I have created one of the function. I put that name as a name, and into this function area, I pass one of the parameter as a n. So now if you want to return it, like here, I return our this n. So I just simply returned it. So now if you want to pass some of the value, like here, after that, I just put that things with the console better. So with the console and then our console log, and in the console log area, I have created our function name as a name, right? I just simply put that name. And after that also I pass some of the parameters. So here I also want to do into the parameter area, I want to pass some of the string value. I just name it as easy learning. Okay, I just name it as easy learning. So now if you want to check it, like here, I just click as a save all and now go to our console. So better, that was our previous one. I just remove it, and that is our appropriate file location. Then you have to go to your cmd as a node and then our file name. So our file name as arrow.js. Now click as a enter. Now you can see friend, it's perfectly visible our name as a easy learning, right? So here I just simply pass our console log into the console log area, that is our function name as a name, and into the name parameter area I just simply pass one of the string value, that is easy learning. So now it's perfectly visible, right? And also here if you want to pass some of the variable, you can also define that variable, like I just name it as a var a. That means here I take our function and take that data with our this a, that means our a variable. And now if you want to visible it, you can also visible it with our this variable name. So here I just simply pass it. So here I pass our variable, not the function, and our result will be just like that same. Like if you click as a save all, and now if you run it again, better I just put a little bit big size. Okay, and now I just click as enter. Now you can see our result is just like that same. So that is our all that normal function. So now if you want to working with the arrow function, how it should be look like. So right now, like that is one of the functions. So now I want to do the same function with the arrow function. So for doing this, like I just take as a let, okay, let, and I just name one of the variable as a fruit. I just name it one of the variable as a fruit. And after that, that is actually our is equal to. So I just simply pass that is equal to. It should be just like that same. And into this position, I define as a function, right? So in array function area here, you have to add that this function name will be with our equal to. That means here, okay, it will be our this one will be our function name. That means this function name. And into the function after that also I pass some of the parameter. So now in arrow function area, you have to pass your all that parameter before that function. So that means that is our function, and before that function here I want to pass one of the parameter. I just name it as a f. Okay, and after that I want to return it. So if you want to return it, then you have to add the curly bracket, and into the curly bracket area you have to return. So I just simply return our this f, that means this our parameter data. So I just simply pass it. Okay, so that will be our this portion. So if you want to write down with our normal function, you have to write down this like that way, rather than if you want to use that arrow function, that will be our arrow function. Okay, so that will be our this function, that means this function, and that is our parameter. So I just simply pass that parameter before that function. Okay, and after that I just simply returned our function name, and here you have to return it with the curly bracket. So that's all you have to do. So now I want to console it. So here the console and then log, and into the console log area I take our this variable data, that means this return data, and take the things with this variable. So now I just simply pass that variable, and into this variable area, so that means here I added one of the function as our f, that means one of the parameter as a f. So into the parameter area I want to add some of the string value, and I just name it as a apple. Okay, I just name it as apple. So now let's check this out, what exactly it should be display. I just click on the save all, and now I run our arrow.js, click on the enter. Yes, you can see, friend, now it's perfectly visible our first one, that means that is our normal function. Here I pass as easy learning, you can see it's now showing as easy learning, and here I have created another arrow function. So with this arrow function, that is I display, I pass one of the string value in our parameter area. So that is our parameter area. Into the return, here I pass it. So now you can see I passed our return string value as apple. Now you can see it's now perfectly visible, our apple. Okay, friend, and also you can actually update that part. Like here I show you, you can also minimize it. It's very much interactive. One of the things, like I just take one of the variable and I just name it as the same as a fruit. Okay, I just name it as a fruit, and into the fruit area, if you want to pass some of the parameters, so before I have used that parameter like that way, and also I return that our parameter, right? So you can also define with the different way. It should be very much easy. Then if you want to display one of the in our array function parameter, you just simply added that function name. I just name it as a f. So whatever the value you put on here, so right now I just put one of the parameter name, so that will be our parameter, and then our function, right? That means this one will be our function. So I just simply pass that function, and then our return value. So if you want to display that return value, you can also defining it with our specific this f. Okay, so with this f you can actually display it like that will be the same line. That will be the same line. I just make that thing right now as a short. That means the late fruit, that will be our variable. Into the variable, that is our parameter, our function, and that is our return value. So now I want to console it. I show you there is a console and the log, and now here I want to pass our one of the string value. So here I want to pass our this parameter string value. I just name it as a mango. Okay, I just name it as a mango. So now what exactly it should be do? So now better I want to make the things as a comment out. Okay, so I just put comment out, and now click as a save all, and now I just simply run it again. That means our node and the array.js. Yes, you can see, friend, now it's also perfectly display our this string value as a mango. How much interactivity. So if you use that array function, you can see that is actually our total code as a normal one. That is also one of the update version, and there is also another update version. So if you use that array function with this array function with our only two line, actually two line is declare our this total portion, right? So it's very much interactive, one of the things. I hope you enjoy it very much. And also you can multiple your data. I show you, like here I want to make the things as a comment out. Okay, and now I want to take another one as a late, and I just take one of the variable as a multiple. Okay, multiple, and then I take our, first of all, that is our parameter. Your parameter will be as a m, and then our function, right, friend? I think you can well understand about it right now. So that will be our function, and after that function I want to add our this parameter value. So like as a m equal to, that means it should be multiple with our another m, and then also it should be multiple with our another m, right? So I just simply added our three of this. That means it should be multiple. So now I want to visible it in our console, and then log. And then into the console log area, first of all we have to pass our variable that will be a multiple, right? And into the multiple area I also added one of the parameters. So our parameter I added as a m. So into the m parameter area I want to put some of the value. It should be as a 3. Okay, that means it should be calculated equal to our 3 into 3 into 3. That means it should be as a 9, right? So now let's check this out. I just simply save it. Now run it again, click as enter. You can see it's perfectly now multiple. Sorry, it should not be added. It should be as a 27 because of all 3 multiple with the 3. It should be as a 27, right? You can see it's now perfectly display our 27 value. So friend, I think it's very much clear to you how that is our multiple. And also if you pass some of the like as a multiple parameter in particular that area, then you can also add it. Then you have to add some of the comma. Okay, then you have to add that comma, and also you have to make the things in our first bracket area. So that's how you can actually add multiple parameter in one function. Better I show you. Like right now we don't need this. I make the things as a note, and then I take another one. I just name it as a let add. So now I just put as a add, and now I want to add as a multiple as a m and then n. That means here I added 2 of these parameter, right? So here we have to add the things with our first bracket, and that is our m and the n. And then our function. So our function name, I want to make that as a multiple m multiple with our n. Okay, that will be multiple. And now I want to add the console and the log, and then our this variable as a add. So to the add variable, now we have to add some of the value for our this specific 2 of this parameter. So right now I just added, first of all, that means m will be as a 3. Okay, so I just put as a 3, and for the n I just make them as a 2. That means 3 multiple with the 2, that means it should be as a 6, right? So now I just simply added it. Now click as a save all, and now if you run it, yes, you can see it's now perfectly display our value as a 6. So as I told you friend, if you want to pass multiple parameter, then you can pass it like that way, and then it will be multiple. And here in our variable area, I just pass that our value, that means m for the 3 and for the 2. Now you can see it's now visible our total result as a 6. So that's all for the arrow function. I think it's very much clear to you. So that is our normal function, and that is our array function. So next video I want to discuss about our another one, like that is our this keyword. So what exactly that this keyword and how we can working with it. In our next video I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.